What's up, boneheads? Thanks for tuning in today. I'm here with my new electric dirt bike. This is the Rerode R1 Plus. Been having some fun with this guy and wanted to give you guys my impressions and thoughts about this bike and let you know why I think it's a great bike to buy here in 2026. So pretty soon here we're going to get it out on the trail and give you guys some riding impressions, but first I wanted to go over a couple of the top features that make this bike super compelling and a really good overall package. First of all, it's got a 17 kilowatt motor. That's 23 horsepower in freedom units. That's a pretty great amount of power for most riding, especially when you consider the fact that this only weighs 143 pounds. It's pretty light to move around, and that power to weight ratio is pretty impressive. In addition to that, it's got a 72 volt battery right out of the box, and it's 40 amp hours. So it's not the biggest battery out there, but it's not the smallest either. It's definitely plenty of range for a good few hours of hard riding, which is more than somebody in my shape can handle. Another great feature is the fact that it has a tunable controller right out of the box. So you can hook it up to an app on your phone, you can adjust settings and parameters, and it's got brake sensors for the brakes that are automatically enabled, but you can just go turn them off and they stay off. So then you can rip wheelies and burnouts and all the fun stuff and not have to clip any wires or unplug anything. It's just right there in the software, which is great. So has some tuning options. It's not the best and easiest app in the world, but it's definitely got some good features, and you can play with your modes and your power and all sorts of different stuff. So that's great to see out of the box. In addition to that, it also has DOT brakes, so a step up from mountain bike brakes. Not the strongest brakes in the world, but definitely solid for this amount of weight and power. Also right out of the box, it has an 18-inch rear wheel and a 19-inch front wheel, which is a super common size for dirt bikes, so you'll have a good amount of high-performance tire options for the front and the back. You're not stuck with 19s all around where you're kind of running a front tire on both wheels no matter what. The 18's a great upgrade and not really something you need to change right out of the box. Another feature that I really like is physical keys, both for the seat as well as for the ignition. You have a physical key. None of this NFC digital nonsense, not something I really want when I'm out in the desert. I want to stick in a key and turn it and know it's going to be there right where I left it. I don't have to worry about losing it. So it's not a super fancy feature, but I think it's a great feature that more bikes should have. It also has this moto style seat, so it's actually pretty long. It's got really good foam padding, so for being a dirt bike seat, it's pretty comfortable and it does everything you would want it to do. So that's a good feature. Good on you, Rerode, for that one. It also has multiple built-in regen modes in the screen on the bar, so you can change that to whatever your liking is and have built-in regen. It doesn't have a throttle on the bars, a regen throttle like some people would like, but I think with built-in modes you can just get used to how it rides, set it where you like it, and have that built in to where you can ride it similar to a normal dirt bike. Also on the bars is an easy-to-use reverse button. It's just right there on your control pad. You can be in any speed mode, any ride mode, and as long as you're stationary, you can hit that reverse, back yourself out of a sticky situation, and keep on going. I did not know how nice that was to have until I started using it. That's a great feature. It also comes equipped with double adjustable suspension, both on the rear and the front, so you can dial in your rebound and your compression to however you like it to be for your riding style or your weight, and that's a great out-of-the-box feature to have. How many times do I say out of the box? Whatever. Another great feature to see is these foot pegs. They're super beefy, they've got steel spikes in them, and they're machined aluminum with lots of space. You got all the room you could want to place your feet on there. No need to upgrade them. They're great, and compared to some foot pegs that I've ridden on, these are money. The last thing I want to mention is the time to recharge. It's only 4 hours to go from empty to full, so that's definitely a respectable amount of time and can get you out on the trail quickly. Alright, so I know that was a lot of features about this bike that I just threw at you guys, but I think it's important to know all that stuff because the fact that this bike has all those features together and only for a price, as of this recording, of $4,000, I think that's super competitive, the fact that it has all that stuff. It really doesn't have any major weaknesses or things that you have to address and upgrade right out of the bat to have a good bike. This thing is ready to rip as soon as you get it, and you can have a lot of fun on it and get yourself into some pretty gnarly trails without really having to do any upgrades. All right, I think that's enough talking for now, so let's get this thing out on the trail and see how it rides. All right, guys, I'm out here with the Rerode R1 Plus, giving you my first impressions. Been riding it out in the dirt here for a couple days. You can see I'm out on a nice little dirt track out here in the desert. Been having a good time shaking this thing down, putting it through its paces. It's been a freaking fun time for sure. I love this thing. So I'll get on here and go for a little ride. Got a nice hill climb up there that's calling my name, so do a little ride and tell you guys what I think about this thing so far. All right, here we go. Let's go climb this hill while I tell you about what it's been like being on this bike for the last couple weeks. This thing is super fun. I love it. I don't have a ton of experience so far on electric dirt bikes. Ridden a Surron a little bit here and there, and I had a KTM dirt bike before this. Made one video on it before I sold it, and I've also ridden mountain bikes for a long time. I would say I'm definitely more on the mountain bike guy side of things. It's a little bit more comfortable and natural for me, but man, running trails out in the desert is just so much fun. But I like having a bike that I can just get on and rip and kind of go wherever I want. Not too slow, has enough power, and capability too, performance. Like, want to have enough in the tank to be able to. Oh, that's a cool little rock pile. Check that out. Yeah, what a great view. We'll head down this ridge line here. But yeah, as I was saying, I want to have a bike that has enough performance to, really get into some stuff and give me some room to grow into and get better, but not so crazy that I'm going to kill myself not being a super experienced dirt bike rider. And I feel like this bike is a awesome place to be if that's what you're looking for. Something fun to ride, something easy to just hop on, something that's not going to kill you. And it's affordable too. I mean, compared to a lot of other things, this thing has really good capability for how much it costs. To be honest, I can't ever imagine myself needing a faster bike than this. I'm sure if I really got good and I was street riding more or really just trying to haul ass through the desert, sure, maybe a little more power would be nice, but 90% of the time, 17 kilowatts on this thing is plenty. It is very fast. I do not find myself going full throttle very often, and if I do, it's not for very long, because I'm probably reaching the end of my straightaway or my bravery. I'll show you guys a top speed run at some point on pavement just to really see what this thing can do, but yeah, it's got more than enough power to do everything I want to do with it, so that's been great, and I would say the suspension and the chassis keeps up with it pretty well. Yeah, so the performance on this thing's been great. Does everything I want it to do, has great traction. Is that where I wanted to go? I don't think so. I think I want to go back down here. Great traction, great suspension, great capabilities. No, that is where I wanted to go. That's just a tiny little trail. Okay. Stand by. See, this is what I like about a little light electric bike like this. It's like 150 pounds. It's easy to negotiate. And if you guys aren't familiar, it's got this nice little reverse button right here. So you can just hold this thing down, pop the throttle, whoop, you're in reverse. So if you go the wrong way and you don't know how to get back where you're going, you can just reverse yourself out of a sticky situation, get back on the right track, and away you go. So that's awesome. Find me a gas bike that does that that's not a Honda Goldwing. I don't know if this is the trail I'm supposed to be on, but we're just going to see where we end up, because we're trying to get to that hillside across over there. So we'll just explore. I mean, that's what I like about this thing. It's easy to just go find a spot, check it out, see if you can get there, explore, see the sights, not disturb the wildlife. Yeah, so that's awesome. As far as the comfort and the features and the usability, that kind of stuff, honestly, so far I don't really have any complaints about it. It's got good buttons. Maybe it would be nice. Holy crap, this is a lot steeper than I expected. Is this what well, let's see. I know the GoPro does not do this justice, so let's let's see what we can get into. If nothing else, this will be a fun hill climb to come back up. I don't know if I want to come back up this. I guess this is a good time to talk about brakes. 4-piston dot fluid brakes. I would give the brakes like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, somewhere in that range. They're good. They're definitely enough. I feel like they could have more power and a little bit more grab. Maybe you could find another set of pads that gives you a little bit more juice to them. They definitely slow you down. They're not like disappointing or scary. It just feels like they could have a little bit more. I haven't felt any fade or anything, but I'm also not a crazy track animal, so for me, it hasn't been a problem. I don't feel like I would want to upgrade them, at least with the way I ride, but they could be a little better. That's all I'll say. Well, we made it down the hill. That was a little sketchy at times, but we made it. Plenty of brake to do what you need to do. They lock up on pavement in the dirt. Definitely more than enough to do what you need. So, again, for the price, you can't really ask for too much more. And it's so fun and so easy. I love it. All right, we got another hill climb to try to get up here. Trying to get up on top of these mountains, so we'll see here. Talked about brakes, talked about suspension a little bit. There's definitely some tunability on the suspension. I'm no suspension tuning expert. I've tried to play with the compression and rebound a little bit, at least on the fork. I definitely need to learn a little bit more what I'm doing to really make a noticeable improvement. From the extent that I've played with the clickers and knobs and stuff, I haven't really noticed much of a difference. I wouldn't say anything's bad. If I were to improve anything, I would maybe try to have it be a little cushier. When you can see I'm riding like rocks and stuff like this, it's a little bit harsh for as light of a bike as it is. Feels like it's a little bit oversprung and overdamped. I did mess with the preload on the fork. The preload's all the way out. The rear spring has a little bit more preload that I could turn out. The back feels okay. I would say the front is probably what I wish was a little bit softer. So, if you're heavier than I am, man, these are both freaking gnarly climbs. So, I guess this will be the hill climb testing spot. I don't know if you guys can see how steep this hillside is. I'm trying to hold the camera level here. That's the hillside we're about to go up here. So, yeah, let's see if we can get up this. I'll talk to you guys again at the top. This is going to require some focus. I'm in sport mode, trying to take it easy. I don't know if I probably want to give myself a little bit of a run up here. Get some momentum going and not burn out the tire too much. Okay. Try to get my weight back on that rear tire. I've got about 15 PSI in the rear, so seems to have been good so far. Hopefully that's not too low. I'm not exactly a tire pressure expert, so here we go. Woo! Rocks are making it hard. Oh, shoot. Okay. Woo! One little foot dab there to get over that rock. That was not bad. I was probably like half throttle, maybe just under half throttle, so no problem with the bike to do that, which is what you want. The limit there was my skill, and we got up, so heck yeah, that was fun. That was a really fun hill. Okay, we were talking about suspension. Yeah, honestly, the suspensions, it has adjustability, which is great. It has more preload if you need it. If you're a bigger person, I'm about 170, 6'1". I fit this bike pretty good. I can flat foot easy on the bike, and I don't have long legs for my height. I would say the seat to pegs is a little bit cramped. I feel like my knees are pretty bent, but I mean, it's a smaller bike, so it's kind of what you expect. It's not uncomfortable. As far as the bar height, the reach is really good and comfortable for me, I would say. The height, I guess it could be a little bit higher. Seems like everybody wants higher bars on these bikes. I'm used to mountain bikes where you're hunched over like this all the time anyway, so for me, I don't mind it, but
yeah, the brakes feel great. The levers are nice. Everything's nicely adjustable. I don't feel like I need to immediately change anything for me to be comfortable and have fun on this thing. So I feel like that's the great thing about this bike. You can just buy it and ride as long as you want. If you want to upgrade something and change something, you can. If you want to just ride it as is, there's nothing that's going to like make you wish you'd gotten something different or make you want to upgrade right away. Like the foot pegs are great. Aluminum, they've got good spikes. The bars are fine. The brakes are good. The tires are good. Like the forks and the suspension are good. Nothing is like immediately a problem to go just rip out in the desert. So I love that about it. It's freaking ready to rip out of the box. Does everything you want it to do. Has nice features. I've been playing with the app a little bit, trying to really dial it in. We'll ride while we talk here about the throttle response and stuff. I would say the throttle is a little bit touchy in sport mode. It comes with an eco mode and a sport mode and a sports plus. Honestly, I barely use the sports plus button. It's not like a full-time mode. It's kind of a turbo button where it turns itself off after a little bit, which is kind of annoying to me. I'm not sure what's the point of a button you only use for 6 seconds. I guess it's kind of like a whole shot thing if you're racing. To me, it's not really worth it. I would like a little bit more controllability with the throttle curve, to be honest. That's kind of the only thing that's been really bugging me riding this. It just feels super touchy. I wish it had a little bit more linearity. Like, I definitely want it to be snappy off the line, which it is. I guess I would rather it be snappy than sluggish. So they aired the right side with it. Golly, these rocks are rough. But if you're going through rough stuff, if you're landing jumps, if you're just, woo, that's a slippery spot. If you're on and off the throttle a lot, it's easy to give it too much or kind of whiskey it a little bit. Holy crap, this is rough! Jiminy Christmas! Okay, we're going to get to the top and then be done on this trail. This is brutal. My back hurts. Okay. So, once you get used to it, throttle-wise, it's not unusable by any means, but I feel like it could be better. I haven't experienced all the throttles in the world, so maybe that's normal, but to me it feels like be a little less aggressive off the crack of the throttle, and then the more you get into it, more it gives you more of a exponential response versus linear the way it is now. It's like, honestly, it's kind of backwards exponential. It's like the way it feels now is like super steep at the beginning, and then it kind of tapers off like this, whereas I would like it to be kind of flat and then taper up like this. The more throttle you give it, the more aggressive it is. So it kind of feels like it's the opposite of that, and it can be a little squirrely. It's not bad once you get used to it, but that's what a throttle curve is for, right? There's some apps where you can tune that. So I wish you could tune that, give you a little bit easier learning curve to learn how to ride this thing and make it feel the way you want it to feel. As I've seen in the app so far, the only thing it gives you is like an eco throttle setting, a motion throttle setting, which I don't even know what that means. I guess it's supposed to be maybe a more exponential, but it doesn't really feel any different. And then there's I think a linear mode, which is what I have it on. I haven't really been able to notice a huge difference between any of the modes. It just always, in sport mode with a lot of power, it just feels like you really have it all right away to a little bit of a scary extent. So that's what I'll say about that. Not the easiest app to get in there and tune, but I guess most e-bike apps aren't the easiest. So we'll let that be what it is. You don't really need to get in there and tune anything. The other thing I wish I could tune, I haven't been able to figure out yet. There's adjustable regen modes in the, look at this view. Heck yeah. This is where I was trying to get to. This is awesome. All right, we'll talk about the regen here. So it's got regen modes on the screen here. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see, where's my regen mode? Here we go. So I'm on regen mode 1 right now. If you turn the bike off and then go into the settings here within the first 10 seconds, you can mess with some stuff. That's how you do your mile per hour to kilometer stuff. And you can also change your regen mode. I think it goes 0 to 4. I have it on 1. I tried 4. It feels exactly the same. So I still need to get in the app and tinker with some stuff. Maybe I can make it give some more back drag on the motor. I'm not sure. Right now it feels like a little more than like a 2-stroke dirt bike, but more than a 4-stroke. I'm used to 4-stroke feel, and I kind of like the amount of engine brake you get with a 4-stroke. This does not feel like that much, so I would like a little bit more engine braking or motor braking in this case. So that's my only other little like tweak that I would like to figure out and get it just right. But I mean, as far as everything else, you guys saw me just run up that rocky, crazy hill. That was some pretty gnarly stuff. That's probably the gnarliest trail I've ridden this thing on so far. And I mean, it handled it, had great traction, I didn't spin out, I didn't go flying off. The suspension, I feel like it's a little too reboundy. I feel like it could soak it up more and spring back a little slower, so I still gotta, tinkle. Yeah, I need to tinker and mess with those settings a little bit more. But look where we got to on this thing. I haven't ridden a dirt bike in like a year, and then I get this thing and I make it up this hill. So it's a pretty good. I feel like that's pretty good credit to this thing. It's awesome. It's super fun. I love it, you guys. So definitely highly would recommend one of these if you can afford one. And you can literally just get on and go ride. And I'm at 53% battery. I've been riding for like an hour and a half today, doing some tracks, doing some trails. I'll have to measure mileage from my house, but I would guess I've probably ridden about 8 to 10 miles today. So for my skill level and stamina, this thing has more battery than I do. So wouldn't worry about that too much unless you're trying to road ride this thing at 60 miles an hour all day. Then you're going to sap it. But trail riding and dirt track riding and 2-track riding, pretty good battery. Can't really complain. So yeah, let's get back down this hill. We'll head back down the mountain now. Haven't talked too much. Oh, good. Wow. I put Loctite on it and tightened it, and it still freaking backed out. I was going to put this in my technical review, but I guess I'll talk about it here too because it's happened again. I had this on my last ride. My fork protector, these 2 front screws came out. So I made it home with just this one yesterday. I stole one from this side, put it over here, put Loctite on it, tightened everything up, and they freaking backed out again, and it's about to fall off. So that's pretty annoying. I'm not sure what to do about that. I guess torque the snot out of it. So that's frustrating. I guess my Loctite didn't have time to dry, so maybe next time I'll put some Loctite in here. As far as the inside here, the seat's decently easy to come off or remove. There's enough space in here for a water bottle and a few tools, which is what I've got here. The latch on mine seems to be a little goofed up. I really have to fiddle with it to get the latch to work. I have a little mountain bike water bottle that I can squeeze down in here, and then I can just kind of squeeze the seat in place. Not the easiest thing in the world, and there's these little tabs on the front of the seat that you really got to fiddle with to get in the right place. And where's my key? Oh boy. Oh geez Louise. Oh, it's right here. That was scary. Keep your stuff where it belongs. Anyway, as I was saying, the latch doesn't really like to find its home, so I kind of have to fiddle with it and put the key in to latch it down. So it's not bad. I guess I can talk about the seat while we're here. It's definitely got good foam. It's not like it's pretty dense foam. It's not like super smushy. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. It's better than a race bike Dorito chip seat, but it's definitely not like a 80s cushy couch Honda dirt bike seat. It's kind of in the middle. Could be better, but I wouldn't, like most of the rest of the bike, could be better, but not bad enough to need to change it. Just have a stronger butt, I guess, is the solution. We'll do 2 more runs in support, to verify, and then we'll do Sport Plus and see if there's a difference. We'll try to do 0 to 60 to 0. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I guess this will just be full out top speed. 61. Okay. 3.4 seconds to 30. 6.7 to 60. That makes a lot more sense. I like this one better. All right, let's run it back in the other direction. The wind is very, very intense today, so we'll hit one in each direction to try to cancel out the wind effects and get a better average. So here we go. I'll try to keep an eye on the 60 this time a little bit better and hit a 0 to 60 to 0, but we'll see. Okay, ready to roll. Sport mode, 87% battery. 3, 2, 1, go. Dude, there's no good way to tell. Oh, I still haven't hit 60. Dude, the wind is absolutely wrecking me. I can't even hit 60. Wow, the 0 to 60 was way slower on that one because of the wind. That's crazy. It didn't even get a 0 to 60, even though it says I hit 63. That's crazy. Well, I guess we don't really have an average, but 3.8, 0 to 30. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to do another one in Sport Plus, try to keep the wheel down a little bit better, get a better time. It's definitely going to be slower going this direction because the wind is rough, but we'll see how it goes. I'm at 83% battery. This top speed runs are freaking taking it down. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, give me 60. Give me 60. Give me 60. Woo! That was about as good of a stop as I can do. See my skid marks? I probably should give it a little more front brake. But yeah, it's a pretty good stop. We'll hit one more going back this way, and I think we'll call it there. That one knocked out 3% battery in one run. That's pretty crazy. Okay, Sport Plus. 3, 2, 1, go. Big wheelie. Not great for the time. Not great for the time at all. We're almost at 60, 59, 60. All right. That's absolutely the best stop I can do. 7.4 to 60, 4.0, 0 to 30. I feel like, yeah, honestly, the times are not super different. I'm pretty sure Sport Plus, I don't know. I feel like it wheelies more in Sport Plus, but I don't feel like it has any more actual power, so I don't know. I guess make of these results what you will. All right, sport mode. Here we go. Let's see if we can get down this hill in one piece. I think one thing that would be good to talk about that I haven't yet is why you might choose this bike over some other bikes. So most places, the list price for this bike is $4,500. I've seen a few places close to $4,000. Even at $4,500, I would say this is a really good price for a good package. I mean, some places are still selling Surron light beasts for darn near $4,500, $4,200. This is double the bike of a light bee. Better size, better wheels and tires, way better suspension, literally double the power, 8 kilowatts versus 17. I mean, there's no comparison. 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery. This absolutely destroys a light bee. Now, if you can get a used light bee for $2,500, now you're kind of in the zone. Other bikes kind of in that price range. The RAR Mantis X Pro, I think, is around that price, low 4,000s. So honestly, not too many in that lower price range. That one's 15 kilowatts, so less power. It's got less suspension. Just, I'd say everything is kind of a tier down on the Mantis from this bike. Some other Alibaba kind of knockoff bikes, pretty no-name brand stuff, may or may not be good. I don't have much experience to say one way or the other. I mean, an MX-5 Talaria, I believe, is around that price. But again, that's way less bike than this. Batteries, similar size, but less power, less suspension, less tunability and stuff with the app and all that stuff. I would say this is definitely a league above that. So the E-Ride 3.0, everybody loves that bike. I'm sure it's a great bike. I haven't had the chance to ride one yet. Hopefully someday. It's definitely got better range and bigger battery. It's usually how that works. Similar power, but if you can find a good condition 3.0 for high fours, that's a pretty good price for one of those, and you're closer to low fours for this bike, getting almost as much. I don't know how the tuning is on a E-Ride in terms of an app or whatever. Maybe it's better. I can't imagine it's hugely better. So again, talking value, it's got similar suspension, fast ace, so I have to assume the feeling is better. I do believe it's heavier, which again comes with a bigger battery, but more range means you have less, tossability, less lightweight, less carrying this thing, picking it up, moving it around. So if it were my money, and it was, I would go for this bike. Big bike right now is the Arctic Leopard XE Pro. Man, this gully's sketchy, brother. That bike's in the 5,000s. So if you got the extra money and you can step up, if you're riding rocky trails, the bigger wheels, the bigger suspension on that bike, the build quality is probably worth it. I've definitely found a few little minor build quality things on this bike that aren't my favorite. I wouldn't say it's bad by any means, but just a few things that could be better that you can tweak if it's your bike to tweak. But I would say no comparison if the dollar is your most important thing. This'll do you pretty damn good for a similar price. God, these gullies are sketching me out, bro. I'm sliding all over the place. Okay. We'll go left here. That's a hill climb over there. All right, let's go down this way. Yeah, I think most of the other bigger, more powerful bikes are pretty big cut above in terms of price. This thing is awesome all-around bike. Not the best at anything. Needs a few, onesie-twosie things to make it really, really good. But saving $500 or $1,000, I think this bike has a very strong case for itself. So as of my, let's see what my trip meter says here. Odometer is 58 miles. So for my 60 miles of experience so far, I would say this bike is well worth the price. And if you have a way to get it for an even cheaper price, value is even that much better. So yeah, I'm going to keep letting you know my thoughts if I learn anything on this bike. Hope to keep doing some fun riding in my area here, and I don't know if I want to go this way. But yeah, stay posted for some more content on this thing. If you have specific questions that you want me to answer, throw it in the comments. Hit my Instagram DMs, BoneheadFab. Yeah, you guys know how to do the internet thing, so hit me up. I'll answer whatever I can and try to learn as much as I can about this bike before I move on to some other bikes. But would love to review some more bikes and expand my knowledge. So thanks for watching. If you made it all this way, appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button, do all that stuff. Hit like if you want to see me do more e-bike stuff. I love it. Been into dirt bikes and two-wheeled stuff for forever, so would love to do more of this and be able to help you guys, help you learn, help you figure out what bike is right for you. So appreciate all of you boneheads watching. Catch you later.